So this is going to be our target. Give me just a second, I'll show you what we're shooting. So we saw what we're going to shoot at. Now let's see what we're going to shoot. This is my Barnett jackal. Sorry for all the noise. I got a bunch of ducks over here. They're being mouthy today. Only got 3 arrows. Trying not to lose them. This was a $300 crossbow. I got it for $96 out the door. It's a rather older model now, discontinued. Hopefully they don't break the limbs or nothing because you can't get more of them. But I'm assuming it ended up in the pawn shop because the guy couldn't hit a target with it. And it's probably because, other than these 2 bolts right here, every other freaking fastener throughout this entire thing was loose. Yeah. So I did buy new arrows, or bolts. They've all just got field tips. They're around 400 grain. They're Easton. And this thing shoots fast. It's got automatic safety. Odd colored fletching down. Okay, let's get you turned around facing the target, shall we? So there's the target way over there. I haven't really measured it out. That's somewhere between 30-35 yards. That bolt hit. I really should not try to shoot grouping because I've only got 3 bolts. But I really don't think, without me sighting it and all, it's going to be really accurate enough to... I don't think it's really going to be accurate enough to hit the other arrow. I hope it don't. The other bolt. I did wax it, but I waxed it with candle wax. By God, it looks like the elevation is consistent there between them two. Looks like they hit about the same height up it. I did change my point of aim so that I didn't hit my other arrow, because I really don't want to do that. Man, do these arrows move out of this thing. You notice I'm keeping my hands up here. That's because if this thing was to just take off and shoot, it would do it without the string cutting my fingers off. Because they will cut your fingers off. That actually looks like I might have hit right close to the others. Alright. So now let's go see what they did. Now this is 4 layers of futon. So that's, you know, pretty thick. A lot of shit to try to stop it. And I can only see 1 bolt. That means 2 of the bolts are literally all the way inside the mattress. I don't have any sticking out over there. Here's the one. Oh no. I heard them bolts hit it, but they're not in it. Oh, I feel one. There's one. So there should be 2 in there somewhere. And we're gonna have to unzip this thing. Up there they both are. Would you look at that? Wow. 2 of them almost completely went through this thing. Here we are. All right. Yeah, the fletchings are completely inside the mat itself. There we are. We didn't tear any fletchings up. Come on, baby. Don't tear the... Ha! We didn't tear any fletchings up. So there's my 3 arrows. So... at that range, those things punched through that much futon mat from way over there at the front of that Mustang, where it sunk 2 arrows completely, and I had to go in the mattress to get them. And they were right side by side. So yes, it does group. I don't think I hit any of the bolts. I can find that out when we get back over here. I'll check them and see. I'll tell you how you check to see if you've hit or damaged a bolt. Best way to do it anyhow. That's my Barnett Jackal. This is a nice bow. I really like it. Let me shut this side off. Ain't no sense in leaving it on. Okay. Whoop. So, the way you know if you hit or damage one of your arrows, nope, I didn't. It sounded like I heard a creaking going on in that one, but it was the tip. But you simply take them and bend them. You shouldn't hear any creaking in it. This bolt's good. Check your knocks too, because if one of these pieces of knock break off, you don't want to be using it. I'd say that bolt's still good. That knock's good. And that bolt's good. So I didn't hurt any of my bolts. They are 9mm Easton. And they are carbon, not aluminum. Yeah. So, I can draw this bow back by hand. It's a 150-pound draw weight, but I don't like doing it because without gloves, and I don't have gloves on right now, it does kind of hurt. This is a up to 4 bolt. You can put up to 4 bolts in this quiver here. You got, everybody calls it a 3-bolt quiver, but there's actually a hole in the center you can run a 4th bolt in. No cracking or anything of the limbs. That's a good thing because you can't get parts for this anymore other than the string and cable. You can't get replacement limbs or nothing. It's got the finger guards here. Keeps your fingers from getting up here so it doesn't whack your thumb off. It's got a brush type bolt retainer that keeps it on the rail. Some models had a retainer that came out like a spring, came out here. This will give less drag. That's an upside. Downside is because it puts the pressure on the bolt way back here at the back by the knock, it can raise the bolt up off the rail, and that's undesirable. You want that bolt laying flush on that rail. I think I said it's a 150-pound draw weight. The trigger's very crisp. It's got a real nice release on it. I think it's like 3.5 pounds supposed to be. It's non-adjustable, but you don't need to adjust that. That trigger pulls great. You want to make sure you always leave it in fire when it's not cocked, because if you put it in safe and then cock it, it's not going to lock right. You're going to have an issue. I made my own cocking rope here. That's actually weed eater starter string, and what I did was I made it a little shorter so that if I don't want to walk with this through the woods, see how that don't quite reach, it just touches, I could pull that string back ever so slightly, hook it on there, up, came off the back here. Yeah, pull that string ever so slightly. It does give it a slight bit of tension on that string, but not enough to hurt it. See, you can get your hand in between there, and it's there. It ain't going to come off. I can move this however I want to, and my cocking rope's not going to fall off of there. So I can be walking through the woods, see a target, and quickly just, and boom, and I'm cocked. Plus, with the short length, I don't have to pull all the way up here to get it cocked. By the time I get here, it's cocked. So that makes it actually easier. Now, when I'm storing it, I don't leave it on there. I don't leave any tension on the string when it's just sitting stored like it's fixing to be. But when I'm out going to use it, that's how I do it. I leave the cocking rope on there because I really just don't want to walk through no woods or fields with it cocked all the time. Came with a nice little sling on it. This was not the factory string. Factory strings are a really bright green and black, and these are more of a brown and black. The cables too. I don't see any damage to any of the cables, no fraying. The serving is still good everywhere. So I think I'm still going to get quite a bit of use out of this crossbow before I even got to go have it restrung. It's not too heavy, I say it's not heavy. I can hold that pretty steady. I can hold that pretty damn steady without an issue. A lot of people say it's too heavy. They say it's too wide. Newer bows are, much narrower. That would probably be sort of nice, but what's that matter if you got a quiver on here that hangs way out? Your bolts are so long. It's not so wide that the that it's shorter than the bolts. So what would it matter if the limbs are a little narrower? If your bolts are still going to hang way out there regardless. The cable slide up here, that's the factory slide. It's still in good shape. Like I said, the bow was like $300 new. I got it for $96 at a pawn shop with 4 bolts. It had 1 good bolt and 3 bolts that needed new fletching. I ain't put new fletchings on them yet. The 1 bolt that was good, I let my stepson shoot it. First time he did, he sent it out there somewhere. Who knows? Good luck trying to find it. They fly so fast you can't really see them going through the air. Funny thing is, I heard him hit the mat. So it cleared that mat and then went back there to where it couldn't be found. We spent about, I spent about an hour out there looking for it. So, you know, I went out when he first lost it for a few minutes. He gave up, went inside. After a while, I come back out and looked again. I've been out there 2 or 3 times. I probably invested about an hour trying to refine that bolt. I wish I could find it. I'd like to have 4 of them in the, you know. None of the bolts that came with this were the factory headhunters. They would have been Easton headhunters that came with this. The box boasts 315 feet per second with, it was either 91 or 93 foot-pounds of energy. I don't remember. I think that was with like a 386 grain arrow tip setup. There's a Facebook group for Barnett crossbows, and there's users on there that's been using theirs for over a decade, and they said when they chronographed theirs, they was doing a lot faster than 315. Okay, Rooster. They said they was doing a lot faster than 315. They said they were doing more like 365 over their chrono with a stock one, and upwards of 96 foot-pounds of energy. So, hey. I may get a faster bow eventually, one that I can get parts for. But as it stands, I like this. So we're gonna try and go this archery season and see if we can't get us a deer. I do have to sight the this still, but I haven't determined yet. Am I going to go deer hunting with the red dot, or am I going to set this sight up on one of my air rifles and put a crossbow scope on here? Might do that. I keep hearing good things about some kind of scope called speed ring, or what they call a speed ring. So I might try one of them. I'm also looking at maybe grabbing a scope that tells you your yardage looking through the lens. That would be nice, because I can guess that's 30 yards. I'd have to go measure that out to be sure. I'm not good at telling yardage. If you get over 10 feet, I don't know. So, you know, my air rifles, that's not such a big issue. These guys, I mean, they shoot a lot flatter than a regular bow or a compound bow, a whole lot faster, a lot more power than a compound bow or a recurve bow. Both of y'all now, come on. So the trajectory's flatter, but it's not that much flatter. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, like, subscribe, thumbs up, and we will catch you later. North Florida Air Gunner, out.